I want you to look at something. A truck. Parked at a campsite. Completely ordinary. The kind of thing you would drive past without a second glance. Now watch what happens next. Panels slide outward. A second floor rises. A staircase deploys automatically. The roof extends. Windows expand. A deck appears from nowhere. In 90 seconds, that truck became a house. Not a small house. Not a cramped mobile home from the 1990s that smells like carpet and disappointment. A two-story structure with running water, a kitchen, a bedroom, climate control, and in some cases, an elevator. And it is sitting on 6 wheels. In a field. In the middle of nowhere. What you are about to see is not science fiction. These vehicles exist right now. Some of them cost more than a mansion. Some of them cost less than a luxury car. And every single one of them represents something that the automotive and architectural world said was impossible, until someone decided to build it anyway. We are counting down 7 of the most extreme motorhomes ever engineered. From clever to completely unbelievable. And by the time we reach number 1, you will never look at a parked truck the same way again. Entry 7. Most motorhomes expand one way. You open the sides. The floor gets wider. You gain maybe a meter of extra space on each side. That is the standard. That is what the industry settled on. This one does not settle. The Home 1 is a German-engineered concept motorhome that expands in 3 directions simultaneously. The sides push out. The roof rises. The front section extends forward, creating an entirely separate living zone from the sleeping area. What you end up with is a floor plan that bears no resemblance to what you see from the outside. From the outside, it is a vehicle. Compact. Legal on European roads. Something you could drive through a city without anyone stopping you. From the inside, it is an apartment. With zones. A kitchen zone. A living zone. A sleeping zone. Each one separated not by doors but by the geometry of how the vehicle expanded. But here is the engineering detail that most people miss. Every one of those expansion movements is hydraulically controlled. Sensors monitor the ground level beneath each expanding section. If the terrain is uneven, and when you are parked in a field it almost always is, the system compensates automatically. Each panel extends to a precise position calculated to keep the interior floor level regardless of what the ground outside is doing. You are on a hillside. The motorhome does not care. The floor inside is perfectly flat. And then there is the power system. The Home 1 runs on a fully electric drivetrain. The same battery system that drives the vehicle also powers the expansion mechanisms, the climate control, the lighting, the kitchen appliances, and the entertainment system. No generator. No diesel idling through the night. No noise. Just silence. Inside a structure that drove itself to this field, and then became a home. The Deathlefts concept has not reached full production yet. But the engineering it demonstrated changed what the industry believed was physically possible on a standard European road legal platform. Entry 7. And we are just starting. Entry 6. I need you to think about what an elevator requires. A shaft. A mechanical system. A counterweight. Safety sensors. Emergency brakes. Power supply. A control panel. All of that. Inside a moving vehicle. That is what this next one has. The Chinese manufacturer SAIC Maxus unveiled a concept motorhome with a working internal elevator connecting 2 full floors. Not a ladder. Not a steep staircase. An elevator. With a door. That opens and closes. That you press a button to operate. On a truck. The engineering challenge of putting an elevator inside a road vehicle is not just about the mechanism. It is about weight distribution. Every time a person moves between floors, the vehicle's center of gravity shifts. On a static building that does not matter. On a vehicle that needs to drive on public roads and maintain stability at highway speeds, it matters enormously. SAIC solved this by integrating the elevator's shaft into the structural spine of the vehicle. The shaft is not an addition. It is load-bearing. It contributes to the rigidity of the entire structure. The weight of the elevator mechanism is factored into the vehicle's suspension tuning. The system knows where the elevator car is at all times and adjusts the active suspension response accordingly. When the elevator is on the upper floor, the system applies slightly different damping characteristics to compensate for the shifted mass. When it descends, those characteristics adjust in real time. The vehicle is constantly recalculating its own balance, like a tightrope walker who never stops thinking about where their weight is. And the price? This is where it gets genuinely interesting. The SAIC Maxus platform, despite containing technology that would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in a Western market motorhome, is positioned at a fraction of that price point. Chinese manufacturing scale and vertical integration of components makes features accessible that European or American manufacturers would price out of the reach of most buyers. The elevator motorhome is not just an engineering story. It is an economic disruption. And the Western RV industry is paying very close attention. Entry 5. Every motorhome on this list is impressive inside a campsite with power hookups and water connections. But what happens when you drive past the last town? Past the last power line? Past the last water source? Into somewhere that has nothing. Most luxury motorhomes last about 48 hours before something runs out. Battery. Water. Propane. This one does not. The Earthroamer X VLTS is built on a Ford F-750 commercial truck platform. It weighs over 13,000 kilograms. It has a range of over 1,600 kilometers on a single tank. And it is designed to operate completely independently of any infrastructure for extended periods. Solar panels cover the roof. Not decorative ones. High-efficiency monocrystalline panels generating enough power to run the entire vehicle's systems continuously in normal sunlight conditions. The battery bank stores enough energy to run through multiple cloudy days without any solar input. The water system includes a large onboard tank, a filtration and purification system that can process water from any source. River water, rainwater. In extreme cases, water you find on the ground. It goes through multiple filtration stages and comes out clean enough to drink. The heating system uses diesel hydronic heat, the same technology used on Arctic research stations. Liquid is heated and circulated through pipes beneath the floor and inside the walls. The entire structure stays warm even when outside temperatures drop to -40. And the chassis? The F-750 platform with custom Earthroamer modifications includes a portal axle system that raises the vehicle's ground clearance to levels that make most off-road vehicles look inadequate. The motorhome can cross terrain that a standard 4x4 would get stuck on within minutes. This is not a vehicle for weekend camping. This is a vehicle for people who genuinely need to go somewhere that nothing else can reach. Scientists, journalists in conflict zones, extreme expedition teams, or people who simply want to park somewhere that no other human has ever parked before, and look out a window at something no one else has ever seen from the comfort of a fully equipped home. Entry 4. I want you to forget everything you think you know about what a motorhome can look like from the outside. Because this one looks like a building. Not like a vehicle trying to look like a building. Like an actual building. That someone made the decision to put on wheels. The new generation of Chinese ultra-luxury motorhomes, particularly those emerging from manufacturers in Zhejiang and Shandong provinces, represent a completely different philosophy from Western RV design. Western manufacturers start with a vehicle and add living space. Chinese manufacturers start with a living space and then figure out how to make it move. The results are extraordinary. 2 full stories. Not a low-ceiling second floor that you have to crouch in. Full height. Both floors. With windows on every side. The upper floor often features a wraparound observation deck accessible from inside through, as we discussed, a working elevator or a wide architectural staircase. The interior materials are not RV materials. They are residential materials. Marble effect flooring. Solid wood cabinetry. Integrated LED lighting systems controlled by smart home panels. The kind of fixtures you would find in a high-end apartment in Shanghai or Shenzhen. The kitchen is a full kitchen. Not a camping kitchen with 2 burners and a half-size refrigerator. A full kitchen. Multiple cooking zones. Full-size refrigerator. Dishwasher. The kind of kitchen where you could prepare a dinner party for 12 people. And the bedroom. The bedroom in the top-tier Chinese ultra-luxury motorhomes is, and I need you to understand I am not exaggerating here, larger than the bedroom in most European apartments. King-size bed. Walk-in wardrobe space. Ensuite bathroom with a full bathtub. On a truck. Moving at highway speed. The engineering required to make a structure this size road legal is significant. Chinese road regulations for oversized vehicles on national highways create specific dimensional constraints that these manufacturers have engineered around precisely. The vehicles fold. Sections that extend when parked retract when moving. The transition from parked mansion to road-legal vehicle happens in minutes. And the price point. A comparable level of interior specification from a European manufacturer like Marchi Mobile or Faulkner Mobile would cost between $2 and $5 million. The Chinese equivalent, with comparable, or in some cases superior interior specification, costs a fraction of that. The Western luxury motorhome market has been comfortable for decades. These vehicles are about to make it very uncomfortable. Entry 3. Here is a problem that most people have never had. You own a Bugatti, or a Lamborghini, or a Ferrari, and you want to go on a road trip. But you cannot drive a supercar across a continent. The ride height is wrong. The fuel consumption is impossible. The luggage capacity is 0. So what do? You build a motorhome that carries the supercar inside it. The Faulkner Mobile Performance S is a German-engineered motorhome that includes a full garage inside the vehicle, accessible via a hydraulically operated loading ramp at the rear. The garage can accommodate a vehicle up to 2.2 meters wide and 4.5 meters long. That covers most supercars. Some of them comfortably. The Faulkner itself is 12 meters long. It rides on a Mercedes-Benz Actros truck chassis. It weighs approximately 23 tons when fully loaded. And yet it is designed to be driven by a single person with a standard heavy vehicle license. Inside, beyond the garage, is what you would expect from something at this price point, which is in the range of 2 million euros. Designer interior. Full kitchen. Master bedroom. Multiple living areas. Automated systems for everything from lighting to climate to the garage door. But the garage is the story. Because the concept of bringing your most prized possession with you, not on a trailer behind the motorhome but inside the motorhome, changes what a road trip means for a certain category of person. You drive the Faulkner to the coast of southern France. You deploy the ramp. You drive the Ferrari out. You explore the local roads in something that was built for exactly those roads. You come back. You load the Ferrari. You drive the Faulkner to Monaco. The motorhome and the supercar become a single travel system, each one making the other more useful. The engineering of the loading system is the most complex part. The ramp must be rated for the weight of the vehicle being loaded. The floor of the garage must distribute that weight without compromising the structural integrity of the motorhome above it. The tie-down system must secure the supercar through highway driving without transmitting vibration to the bodywork. All of that engineered into a vehicle that is also someone's home. Entry 2. Every vehicle on this list has impressive hardware. Hydraulics. Solar. Garages. Elevators. But hardware is only half the story. The other half is software. And this entry is where software takes over. The Marchi Mobile Element Palazzo Superior is an Austrian-built motorhome that is less a vehicle and more a connected living system. Every function, and I mean every function, is controlled through an integrated smart home operating system accessible from a tablet or smartphone. Lighting. Not just on or off. Full spectrum control. Every light in the vehicle individually addressable. Color temperature adjustable from warm amber to cool daylight. Programmed scenes that shift the entire interior from morning energy mode to evening relaxation mode automatically based on time of day. Climate. Not just temperature. Humidity. Air quality. The system monitors CO2 levels inside the cabin. When CO2 rises, indicating the air is getting stale, it automatically adjusts the ventilation without any human input. Window tinting. The Element Palazzo uses electrochromic glass, the same technology used in the most advanced commercial aircraft. A current applied to the glass changes its opacity from fully transparent to fully opaque in seconds. No curtains. No blinds. Just glass that decides how much light to let in based on your instruction or the time of day. Entertainment. A transparent OLED display. A screen you can see through when it is off and watch content on when it is on, that appears to float in the space when active. The audio system is tuned by acoustic engineers the same way a performance concert hall is tuned. The shape of the interior, the materials, the speaker placement, all optimized for sound reproduction. And the roof. The Element Palazzo features a sky lounge on the upper level. A glass-enclosed living space with panoramic views in every direction. Accessible via the internal staircase. With its own climate control. Its own audio zone. Its own lighting system. You park this vehicle in the desert at night. You go up to the sky lounge. You sit in climate-controlled comfort while the temperature outside drops to 0. And you watch the stars through glass that can become transparent on command. Starting price, around $3 million. If you are still here, you already know this channel shows you things most people walk past every day without a second thought. Subscribe now so you do not miss what comes next. Because what we are building toward with Entry 1 is the vehicle that makes everything before it look ordinary. Entry 1. Everything before this was impressive. Some of it was extraordinary. This is different. Because this one does not just push the boundary of what a motorhome can be. It erases the boundary between motorhome and architecture entirely. The Element Palazzo Superior by Marchi Mobile, their ultimate specification build, and the emerging category of what industry insiders are now calling hypermobile architecture represent a shift that goes beyond vehicle engineering. But the vehicle that best captures where this entire category is heading, the one that synthesizes everything we have discussed into a single machine, is the new generation Chinese ultra-luxury double-decker motorhome with full hydraulic expansion, integrated elevator, rooftop deck, and a price point that puts every feature we have discussed within reach of a segment of buyers who could never access them through Western manufacturers. Let me show you what that means in practice. You park this vehicle in a mountain valley. The driver steps out. They press a button on their phone. The sides expand. The roof rises. The front section extends. The rooftop railing deploys automatically. The staircase to the upper deck slides out. The exterior lighting activates, ambient LED strips outlining the structure against the night sky. In 4 minutes, a truck has become a residence. Inside, the smart home system has already begun its sequence. The climate is adjusting to the target temperature. The lighting has shifted to evening mode. The kitchen appliances have come to standby. The sound system has connected to the last playlist. The electrochromic windows have set themselves to 40% opacity. The person who drove this vehicle here has done nothing since pressing one button. They walk up the staircase to the rooftop deck. They sit down. In a chair. On top of a truck. Looking at a mountain range. With a drink in their hand. And they think, this is not camping. This is not even close to camping. This is living. In a place that most people would have to hike for 3 days to reach. With every comfort that most people only have access to in the city they left behind. That is what this technology is building toward. Not vehicles that are impressive to look at. Vehicles that make the world accessible in a way it has never been before. That let a person go anywhere, truly anywhere, and arrive not at a campsite but at home. The engineering that makes this possible is complex. The hydraulics, the battery systems, the water management, the structural calculations required to make a two-story building that can also travel at 100 km per hour safe, legal, and reliable. But the engineers who are working on these vehicles are not thinking about complexity. They are thinking about a world where the question is not where can I go, but where do I want to be? And the answer, for the first time in history, is anywhere. Now go send this to someone who thinks the future has not arrived. Because it has. And it is parked in a field somewhere. With the lights on. The future is not coming. It is already parked in a field somewhere with the lights on and nobody looking. Now I know there is somebody in your life who still thinks a motorhome is a cramped box with a chemical toilet from 1987. Send this video to them right now. Let them see what actually exists. And if this changed how you see what a vehicle can be, hit like. Subscribe if you have not already. Because what we show you next will make even this look simple.